Came up from nothing, hustled in the dark, built myself a future, had to leave my mark.
Hello everyone, Moto Trades here, pre-market report. I want to get into my top stock pretty quickly, so I'm going to run through the broader markets fairly quickly. Long term, I'm bearish on Bitcoin, but it could run up to that 66,000 level. It could also run up to that 69,000 level. If we break 63,000, once we break 63,000, I'll look to start shorting Bitcoin somehow. The metals market, gold, getting close to the 200-day moving average. So I just want to wait and see if we can get over that 200-day moving average, or if that gets rejected and we can get a pullback to probably 4,200 area. The dollar is above the 200, but currently sitting in a little bear flag formation. If it builds resistance here, if it builds support here, dollar could go higher. If it breaks down lower, we could see the dollar lower at 98. We could see dollar in that 97, 98 range. RTY, we currently have a double top, but a small bull flag. Looks like it may want to try to test that all-time highs again and possibly break out. I do think we could see close to 3,300 or so. SPX has a bull flag too. RSI is running out of steam a little bit though, so we could see a breakout above 7,800, and we could see that 8,000 mark in the S&P 500, SPX, and SPY at the 800 range. Oil to me looks a little on the bearish side, like it could come down unless we get some drastic news, then it could definitely skyrocket up. Definitely something to watch. Oil and the dollar right now is something I'm watching pretty closely. All right, so let's get into HYLN. I want to do a little bit deeper analysis on the chart and technicals. So if someone is actually looking in the past at the chart itself and sees the recent run and the spike, in the price and the price action, one could go all the way back to that same style of spike in November 2024. But there's some key differences as you look at the right of that spike. We see that we are over the 200-day moving average, like we are currently. But the key difference between back then and what's going on now in the charts is we never did really get over the we never really did get over the 20-day moving average. It kept on getting rejected. So coming over to today, just something I'm noticing, and today's price action, we did break down pretty close to testing that 200-day moving average, and then we jumped back up over that 10-day and 20-day moving average, and prices holding that area pretty well coming into earnings. Today's earnings day. We have the 50 moving average close to $5. The price will probably want to come to that 50-day moving average and test it. We also have a gap at $6. So if we come up, test that $5 area, the $50 50-day moving average, I could see another test at $6 filling that gap, and then possibly come down and retest our 50-day moving average. A very strong earnings report, could also get us right back to close to that $8-9 range, testing those highs. So that's something I'm kind of looking at. I'm also noticing in the price action these pre-market highs, and then you get the sell down, and it seems like price is selling down, but at the same time shares are getting accumulated, and they end up coming back towards the end of the day or after hours. And that is in your, that's in the day moves. That is in your shorter time frames, like your 5 and 15 minute. And if we zoom out and we're at we're on the daily chart right now, you can kind of see that same thing is going on. In the longer time frame, we've sold down in this somewhat scoop fashion. If we have a good earnings report, I think in the longer time frames here, we might see that the scoop continues that upward trajectory. But all in all, stocks do not travel in too much of a straight line. The price action can definitely be wild today, so as long as we're holding the 200-day moving average, I'm fairly confident in the stock price. The stock price is pretty much just consolidating in the last week or so in that $4 range. Just really waiting for possibly today, see how earnings reports go. I'm going to put the bull bear zone at that 350 area. It really hasn't changed. The stock price hasn't really moved. It's gave me a good amount of time to accumulate shares, and I think the report will probably go pretty good. I don't think the ticker is necessarily on everybody's earnings calendar or radar. So, it's good to see Thomas out there on the news right before earnings and getting the attention that, he needs and wants, especially if he has some good news to deliver. I think he looks very confident, and the news that's came out, I've been pretty excited about. One thing I picked up on that I didn't know, the vessels, the Navy vessels, to be able to have an unmanned ship out for a year at a time with no service, no maintenance, just out there doing its thing. That's pretty amazing to me. It says a lot about the technology. It's pretty obvious that the military has a lot of interest in HYLN technology. Like always, this is, in my opinion, everyone do what they're comfortable with, or paper trade. This is just a forecast. Use it as a tool. I'm not a financial advisor, and I will never DM you. Have a great day, everyone. Beer.